Hi everyone, it's Becky here. Welcome to another new video here on my YouTube channel. So after exploring London for about 5 to 6 days, me and my mom are taking the train for the first time in England. And we are going to Oxford. And here I am getting on the train. It looks pretty quiet. We're the first ones boarding the train, and so for short train trips in the UK, they usually don't assign seats. And we're passing by lots of little towns, villages, some farm fields, farm animals, showing up sometimes outside the window. And after about 1 hour and 20 minutes, we arrived in Oxford. So me and my mom are taking the bus from the train station to central Oxford. I want to look for a cafe and have a cup of coffee and sketch. I'm really happy to be here. And even the central part of Oxford is much more peaceful compared to London. So using Google Map, I found this cafe. It's called Vaults and Garden Cafe. Now I'm gonna go in and just grab a cup of latte. And I'm not that hungry because I ate a really big breakfast. And a lot of cafes in England don't accept cash, so you have to tap your credit cards. And here's my pencil page layout. So I'm going to sketch my cup of coffee first, and then the people sitting in front of me and all the buildings around. So I'm just quickly doodling the shape of the cup and the saucer, the brim, and the brim for the opening of the cup, the liquid line, and the lovely latte art. And now I want to just capture the back view of this older man sitting in front of me. It's very safe because he will never notice. And the stitching lines on winter jackets can always effectively suggest the three-dimensionality of the human bodies. That's it. That's my quick sketch of him. Now I'm going back to the latte to paint it. So I'm using diluted yellow ochre to start with the first layer. And then the saucer is also like a bright, happy yellow. So I'm using cadmium yellow with a little bit of yellow ochre mixing with it. And for the cup, I'm using cobalt teal blue from Daniel Smith's, and then shading the bottom using cerulean blue. Burnt sienna mixing with yellow ochre, less water to shade the coffee, and then using cobalt blue to shade the teal colored cup. And I want to paint the shadow of the cup landing on the saucer a little bit later. I think the yellow needs more time to dry. And my latte is still warm. Okay, so now I'm going to sketch the family of 3 sitting in front of me. And back views are always easier and safe to sketch because these people will never notice. And now I'm ready to sketch the younger man, probably the son of the couple. And now I'm just doodling the floral pattern on the lady's shirt or dress very loosely. So that's it, the quick portrait of family of 3. And now I'm ready to move on to drawing the very foreshortened building that the cafe is part of it. So that line is slanting pretty steeply down to the middle into that vanishing point in the middle of the paper. And the banners, the plants behind the man, and putting down the name of the cafe, Vaults and Garden. Okay, so I'm not going to over detail on that building. I'm going to move on to the general big shapes of the other buildings that I see around me. This one here is kind of like part of a castle. And I think these buildings I'm looking straight on are buildings of Oxford University. So as you can see, I'm putting more time and energy and details on this middle building that's facing us straight instead of over detailing that cafe building on the left. Yeah, so these classical European buildings are really fun to draw. There are actually not too many windows to draw. Just keep building up one after another, attaching it to the exterior of the building. Yeah, keep the lines flowing. Lots of little squares or rectangles to block in. And when you're sketching, you don't have to be too specific or crystal clear. I actually enjoy the rough cold press paper and how the sailor's fluid fountain pen is acting on it, not being able to create crystal clear lines. Being a bit vague is actually a great way for the viewers to imagine, and also giving like a softer ambience to our sketches. Yeah, so all of these horizontal lines and letters are going down into that vanishing point in the middle of the paper, because all of those horizontal lines are above the eye level. The eye level is actually the same eye level as these people sitting in front of us. Now I'm going back to the middle buildings to add roofs and chimneys. And on many buildings and houses in England, I'm seeing lots and lots of chimneys. And now I'm using Holbein sap green pencil to doodle these leaves from a flower bed. And switching to olive green from Holbein to have some color variations, like a brown, brick brown, to suggest a flower bed, which is wooden. Coming back to draw the building here on the right. Again, you don't have to draw all of the details for those side buildings. I want those middle buildings to have like the sharpest focus. Yeah, so as you can see, these windows are all above the eye level and they're going downwards to that vanishing point in the middle of the paper. And very quick and loose details as well as emphasis. Yeah, two sides of most of these windows are very shaded in outline. And now I'm going to suggest him a bit of mustache and beard. And adding some final details. Yeah, for the middle building, adding a seagull. And lastly, I'm going to suggest the shingle on the roof texture. And also these old-fashioned bricks, starting with these loose horizontal strokes. And then short vertical strokes to define the single bricks. And now it's time to have fun painting watercolors. So I just wetted the sky area using clear water. And then in between the light white clouds, I'm adding on these loose brush marks of diluted cerulean blue. Okay, so now I'm going to use the leftover blue violet to add the shadow for the cup landing on the saucer and shade the saucer a little bit, as well as the cup. And then grabbing a bit more concentrated cerulean blue containing a little less water to intensify the blue streaks a little bit in the sky. And now it's time to block in the surface color for these buildings. So this is very much not too diluted yellow ochre with a little bit of Naples yellow mixing together. And for the roofs is Van Dyke brown mixed with a little bit of yellow ochre. And now I'm grabbing some pure Van Dyke brown to kind of outline the eaves. And orange brown for these little pipes on those chimneys. And then grabbing some cobalt blue to shade those window panels. And these buildings, yeah, in Oxford, they are very much the same color scheme. So basically, still playing with yellow ochre mixed with Naples yellow. Some buildings may contain a higher ratio of Naples yellow or like a very whitish creamy yellow. And then after the yellow tones, I'm just shading the windows and the roofs using blue violet. So the buildings are not too flat. Yeah, and then continuing to use leftover cobalt blue mixing with permanent violet to paint the window panels and shade in a very subtle way on these bricks and the shaded sides of the chimneys and this castle structure. And that I usually mention in my YouTube videos, you don't have to use too many colors to make your paintings very interesting. You just have to be aware of the tones. So for the roof area of the middle building, it's like a medium and heavy tone of a colder brown. And for these window panels, it's the coldest tone of blue violet, having very heavy weight. So yeah, lightweight, medium weight, and heavy weight in a piece of painting is always very essential to make your painting powerful. And I'm painting the foliage green, mostly using hooker's green, mixing with yellow ochre or burnt sienna. And now it's time to paint the outfits for these people. They are wearing cold colors, so very nice contrast with the warm colored buildings. Blues and violets, leftover Van Dyke brown for their hair. And skin tones is like the mix of orange with permanent red, very diluted with a lot of water. And another layer for these outfits just to create a sense of volume. Yeah, and another layer of permanent violet for the lady's shirt or dress as well. And it's time to shade their hair using Van Dyke brown, some final polish on these edges. And that's very much it. And now my models are leaving as I just finished my sketch. That was a pretty good capture. Here's a look at my finished sketchbook page spread. Big Ben Tower connecting with Oxford's city center. Very nice combination. And a bit closer up look of the sketch. Now it's time to check in at our new Airbnb in Oxford. About 10 minutes bus ride from city center, a much quieter neighborhood, and then we're back here again to check out the city a bit more and do a bit of grocery shopping. And thank you so much for watching, everyone, and I'll see you around in the next vlog video featuring another day in Oxford. Take care and bye!